How do you give your child the world when your world has already been shattered? I got pregnant 4 months after my mom died. I barely had time to process my grief before I was suddenly making the commitment to grow a human being and then birth that baby and then raise that child. So how exactly did I do it? If you're new here, I'm Kirsten, and this is a space for the cozy girls to collectively learn how to consciously love ourselves and others. And today I'm sharing the 5 habits that helped me survive my grief, to stay present for my baby girl. This is the real of mothering without a mother. It's been 3 years since my mom died, and I'm still really struggling. I remember right after she died, many others who lost their mom reached out to me and shared that they've never really gotten over it. 20, 30 years later, they're still really struggling. And at that time, I felt really reassured to know that it was perfectly acceptable if I never got over it, as though I was getting permission to process my grief at whatever pace felt right for me. I didn't feel pressure to rush my grief. Now, 3 years later, I don't know if I feel as reassured, because 3 years of grieving someone is exhausting. And that's not even touching on the impossibility of grieving your mom while raising your daughter. I really want to give my whole self to my daughter. I want to be present with my body, my mind, my heart, and my spirit. And the only way that I manage to do that, or even come close to doing that, is by centering my needs. I firmly believe that I cannot show up for my child if I'm not taken care of. And so I do prioritize my needs as much as possible. If I need to rest, I rest. As a society, we tend to understand rest as a reward for productivity, but losing my mom taught me that it's essential to my well-being. If I'm having a tough day, I always pause to think about, could this be my grief? Because grief shows up in unexpected ways. So I always make space for the possibility that I'm having a hard time because of my grief. Pregnancy and postpartum bring forth many changes, and that can feel incredibly overwhelming when you're already trying to process a world without your loved one. My body was constantly disoriented, and I found that resting gave my body a chance to process the changes it was experiencing. Rest looks like sleeping or lounging or engaging in activities that don't drain my body, heart, mind, and spirit. Resting when you're a mom is sometimes an oxymoron. So I have very high expectations for my partner, my baby's father, to be the primary parent so that I can actually take a break. I don't just mean a 5 or a 15-minute break. I mean the whole day. In a world that often convinces us that we don't deserve to pause, choosing rest is a simple yet radical act of care. It's how I ensure my grief doesn't burn me out. Now, obviously, there are times when I can't take the whole day off. When my partner is working, I do take care of my daughter. And when my partner is taking care of my daughter, I'm also working. So when I can't take the day off, my go-to is living life on easy mode. Anything that I have to do that day, I think, how can I just give 50%? As a recovering perfectionist, I give myself permission to step away from perfectionism and towards humanity. Living life on easy mode can look like letting laundry pile up until I have the bandwidth to fold it, or giving my daughter packaged snacks instead of homemade ones, or spending my workday in a soft, comfy bathrobe. My baby honestly could not care less about my 100%. She cares way more about my happiness, my sanity. She's good when I'm good. I also think it's really powerful to allow my baby to see me when I'm grieving, to see me when I'm not put together, when I'm at very low capacity. Living life on easy mode is about dismantling the idea that mothers are superhuman. Lowering my expectations of myself to make space for my grief is an act of love towards myself, which ends up creating a more loving home environment for both me and my baby. This came to me unexpectedly, but it's a really beautiful way for me to grieve my mom. I often welcome her voice in my head. So when something funny happens and I wish I could have told her about it, I imagine her laughing in my head. When I'm struggling to come up with a solution and I wish I could get her opinion, I imagine what I think she would say. And sometimes when I'm just going about my day, cooking, cleaning, I think about the way she would have cooked and the way she would have cleaned, and I try to do the same. It makes me feel like she's still guiding me through life. Just because mom isn't here physically doesn't mean our connection has to end. I've come to realize that her spirit exists within me and all around me. I'm learning that grief is love left over, and love is a continuous cycle. Keeping mom's presence alive is a way of honoring the mother she was to me, and the lineage I now carry into my own motherhood journey. Which brings me to my next point. I feel really fortunate that I got 27 years with my mom. They were 27 beautiful years. We had a really special relationship. So much of who I am is because of her, not just because of what she taught me as a child, but as I grew up and we became best friends, all the lessons she taught me as a friend. We had deep trust built between us and immense love and respect for each other. And to have somebody like that in your corner always, that's a really beautiful thing. It's not something I take lightly, and it is one of the reasons I'm able to continue having a relationship with her even beyond her death. Everything she taught me is in my mind, in my heart, in my body, and I feel so much joy when I get to pass on those teachings to my daughter. My mom and I always had this vision where if I ever had a child, she would move in with me and we would raise the child together. And it's really hard not having that. It's really hard knowing that I have to live this dream without her. So I try to bring her along the best I can. I remember mom's instructions as I follow her recipes and share those same instructions with my daughter. I remember mom's lullabies as I put my daughter to sleep and sing those same songs that were once sung to me. I remember my mom's house rules built on shared values and beliefs and use them as a framework to create my own house rules for my daughter. As I homeschool my daughter, I am so grateful to indirectly have my mom as one of her teachers, to guide my daughter to be the most loving version of herself. My mom and I used to have conversations when she was here about how she didn't want people to be sad at her funeral. She wanted them to party, and that was really hard for me to understand after she died, because I was like, I don't feel like having a party, Mom. I actually just feel like being sad. But I know what she was trying to say is that she doesn't want people to carry sadness when they think of her. She wants them to feel joy, because that's the kind of person she was. She wanted her presence to uplift people, to make their lives just a little bit better than they were before. So I'm trying to hold that. Babies have this incredible ability to bring joy into a moment, and I'm trying to embrace that. When my daughter wants to play, I meet her where she's at. When my daughter wants to giggle and laugh, I match her energy. I give myself permission to feel happy even when it feels wrong. I don't feel guilty about being happy. It just feels like a puzzle piece that won't fit. I'm trying my best to make space for joy, but figuring out how to make space for joy amidst incredible suffering is really fucking hard. And I know a lot of people in the world are experiencing this right now. There's so much grief that we have to carry because of all the nonsense that's happening in the world. And we're still trying to figure out how to wake up each day and how to continue living our lives and how to continue raising our children. I don't have all the answers yet, but I'm gonna keep trying because it's what my mom would have wanted, and it's also what I deserve. I deserve joy. Joy can start as glimmers, tiny moments of light, and slowly grow from there. I'm learning to let joy and grief sit at the same table. The greatest gift I could give my mom is to honor the life she gave me. I might never be the same again. I might never be completely okay, but I'm still here, and I'm still capable of experiencing all the spectrums of life, which include joy. If you're also on your own path of mothering without your mom, I'm right here with you. I hope you're able to remember that you don't need to get over your loss. You just need to learn to carry it with gentleness. If you're looking for more insight into your own grief journey, you can check out these videos next. Otherwise, I'll see you soon. Bye.